In this video, we are going to learn how to add fractions which have the same denominator. If we want to add two fractions which have the same denominator, all we need to do is add the numerators and then write the sum over the denominator. To understand this, let us consider an example. Let us consider 1 over 6 plus 2 over 6. So here we are going to add the fractions 1 over 6 and 2 over 6. What are the denominators? For 1 over 6, the denominator is the number on the bottom, so that will be 6. And for 2 over 6, the denominator is once again the number on the bottom, so that will be 6. So we can see that the denominators of both these fractions are the same. Both of them have the same denominator of 6. So what do we need to do? First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to add the numerators. First of all, we need to add the numerators. So what are the numerators of these two fractions? Now the numerators are the numbers on top. So the numerator for 1 over 6 will be 1, and the numerator of 2 over 6 will be 2. So what are we going to do? We are going to add the numerators. So let's do that. So we add the numerators 1 and 2. And then what do? Then we write this sum over the denominator. And what is the common denominator in this case? The common denominator is 6. So all we need to do is write this sum over the common denominator of 6. So we write this over 6. So 1 plus 2, that is equal to 3, and we write this over 6. And so this is our required sum of the two fractions. It will be 3 over 6. Now let us use models to understand why this process works. So first of all, we are going to model the fraction 1 over 6. To do that, let us draw a rectangle. And we also want to model the fraction 2 over 6. So for that, we will draw another rectangle. And since the denominator of 1 over 6 is 6, we will divide the first rectangle into 6 equal parts. And since the denominator of 2 over 6 is 6, we will divide the second rectangle into 6 equal parts as well. Now, let us model 1 over 6. Now, the numerator of 1 over 6 is 1. So when we consider our model, what we're going to do is we're going to shade just one of the 6 equal parts that the first rectangle has been divided into. Now, let us model 2 over 6. What is the numerator of 2 over 6? The numerator is 2. So when we model 2 over 6, what we're going to do is we're going to shade just 2 of the 6 equal parts that the second rectangle has been divided into. So this is what we get. Now, when we add these two fractions, we need to see how many parts we have shaded in total. So over here, we have shaded one part. Here we have shaded a second part. And here we have shaded a third part. What does that mean? That means that the total number of parts we have shaded will be 1 plus 2. That is 3. We have shaded a total of 3 parts. And so the numerator of the resulting fraction should be 3. And we can see that that is exactly what we have obtained over here. And since each rectangle has been divided into 6 equal parts, the denominator of the resulting fraction should be 6. And we can see that that is exactly what we obtained over here. So we can see that the given method works. When we add two fractions which have the same denominator, all we need to do is add the numerators, and then we have to write the sum over the denominator. Now, after we have done this, we can simplify the fraction if necessary. In this case, we have the fraction 3 over 6, and the greatest common factor of 3 and 6 is 3. So let us divide the numerator 3 by 3, and let us divide the denominator 6 by 3 as well. 3 divided by 3 is equal to 1. 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. So our simplified fraction is equal to half. That means that 1 over 6 plus 2 over 6 is equal to half. Now let us have a look at a few practice problems. Consider the first problem. We have 3 over 7 plus 2 over 7. Now have a look at the denominators of the two fractions. Now for the first fraction, the denominator is the number on the bottom, that is 7. and the denominator for the second fraction is also 7. So both of the fractions have the same denominator, and so to add these two fractions, what we're going to do is we're going to add the numerators and then write that sum over the denominator, which is 7. And what are the numerators? The numerator of the first fraction can be seen to be 3, and the numerator of the second fraction can be seen to be 2. So when we consider the sum of the numerators, what we're going to do is 3 plus 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5, and we divide this by 7, and so this will be our required answer. That is, 3 over 7 plus 2 over 7 is simply equal to 5 over 7. Let us move on to the next problem. What do we have there? We have 5 over 10 plus 3 over 10. Now, if we have a look at the denominators, we can see that the first fraction has a denominator of 10, and the denominator of the second fraction is also 10. So when we add these two fractions, we are going to add the numerators and write that over the denominator, which is 10. Now, what are the numerators? The numerator of the first fraction is 5, and the numerator of the second fraction can be seen to be 3. So we're going to add the numerators. So we have 5 plus 3. Now 5 plus 3 is 8, and we divide this by 10. Now note that the greatest common factor of 8 and 10 is 2. So we can reduce this fraction, and we divide the numerator of 8 by 2, and we divide the denominator of 10 by 2. So 8 divided by 2, that is equal to 4, and 10 divided by 2, that is equal to 5. So this is our final answer. 5 over 10 plus 3 over 10, that will be equal to 4 over 5. Now let us consider the next problem. We have 2 over 11 plus 9 over 11. Consider the denominators. We can see that both of these fractions have the same denominator of 11. So when we add these two fractions, all we need to do is add the numerators and write that over the denominator of 11. Now, what are the numerators of these two fractions? We can see that the numerator of the first fraction is 2, and the numerator of the second fraction can be seen to be 9. So we just need to add these two numbers. So we have 2 plus 9. Now 2 plus 9 is 11, and we divide that by 11. Now 11 over 11, that is equal to 1. So this will be our final answer. That is 2 over 11 plus 9 over 11 is equal to 1. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you next time.